In this video, we're going to be just giving the rule for a reflection. And in this particular worksheet, the reflections could be across an axis, they could be over any horizontal or vertical line, or they could be across the line y equals x or y equals negative x. Let's take a look here. Pretty much the same process, whatever you're doing. You just have to find the midpoint between a couple of points and their images. So, like for example here, there's z prime. So I'm going to put, there's the midpoint, halfway point between them. See, here's y and y prime. And there's the halfway point between them. And so our line is right there, and we should recognize that line as the line y equals x. So that's our line of reflection here. Okay. You'll notice that these 2 points are right on top of their reflections, so clearly the line of reflection is right here, and this is the line y equals 0, also known as the x-axis. Here, the halfway point between r and r prime is right here, but notice that s and s prime and q prime are right on top of each other, so the line passes straight through them. Trying to figure out what this the line's equation is. Well, look, it crosses the x-axis at x equals -2, so the line is x equals -2. See here. Now, this one's a little bit trickier. You'll see that there's r and there's r prime. Here's the halfway point. And if you'll notice, let's see, S, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 diagonals, for lack of a better term. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 points. So the line here cuts through them like that. And this you should recognize as the line y equals x. Here, now between G and G prime, let's see, 1, 2, 3. The midpoint's actually right in the middle here. Between H and H prime, it's the same. F, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to be right in there. But you should notice how we're lining up here. Again, it's going to cut through here, even though the coordinates are a little hard to figure out exactly. You should recognize this again as the line y equals x. Here, between k and k prime, we have that point. And between L and L prime, we have that point. There's the line right there. Notice it crosses through the x-axis where x equals 1. So the equation of the line is x equals 1. Let's take a look at some more. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Between A and A prime, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that halfway point is going to be right in the middle of this box, right there. Between B and B prime, right in the middle of that box. Between C and C prime, right in the middle of that box. So you can see it's shaping up to be a line that goes down, kind of this 45-degree angle. So draw that line in, and you should recognize that as the line y equals -x. All right, here you can see between J and J prime we have this point, and between K and K prime we have this point right here. So there we're shaping up to have this line right here, and this is the line y equals x. Let's see here. Halfway between B and B prime is right here. Between C and C prime, right here. Let's see, between D and D prime, right there. So connect them with a line, and that line is the y equals -x. Over here, between n and n prime, and between m and m prime, right there, So there's our line, which happens to be, it crosses the x-axis right at x equals 0. So we could call it the line x equals 0. It's also known as the y-axis. Okay. Down here, between r and r prime, we have this point right here, and s and s prime are right on top of each other. So the line passes through those points. Here it's a line that crosses the y-axis at y equals 0. It's also known as the x-axis. Next door here, well, if you look here between f and f prime and I prime, connect those points with a line. You should recognize that line as y equals x. Okay, now technically I suppose we should say it's a reflection across the line y equals x, or a reflection over the x-axis, or a reflection over the line y equals negative x. So the main part is to identify the line of reflection, but if you want to describe what was done, you'd have to say it is a reflection across this line or over this line, something like that. Alright, and the trick to it is you just want to find the midpoint between between one point in its image and the midpoint between another point in its image. Just connect them with a line. As a double check, you can always make sure that that line also has the midpoints for all the other, between all the other pairs of original and reflected points. Doesn't hurt. So, good luck.